Welcome to another edition of Walton Entertainment. Today we'll have more news, information, and entertainment from your local hometown. And let's get today's program started off with a segment we call Looking Back.
Oh, you know what? I told the superintendent that they'd be able to hear us down in the board office. So let's try that again. Good morning, Atha Road Runners. So much better. Welcome to the land of learning. This building is very special in a lot of ways. It's brand new. You're the first ones to get to enjoy everything that will happen inside. And every single time you walk through those front doors, magical things are going to happen. And those magical things are lots of learning, meeting new people, working together as teams. There's so many things, I can't list them all. You've each one been assigned a very special teacher that will just give you all the knowledge that you need for the grade that you're in. And I'm so thrilled to be here, and I know that all the teachers are, and I've seen a lot of smiling faces. Give me a week or two and I'll know all of your smiling faces along with your name. So we'll be doing that. But today we're going to do a couple different things. For the very first time ever, this flag's going to be raised, and we're going to do it all together. We're going to have some Girl Scouts come up in just a moment to help us with that. And when they start raising the flag, we'll all put our hand over our heart in recognition. And while it's going up, we have a special guest, Mr. Scott Berry. He's going to sing the national anthem for us. When he's finished, for the very first time in the history of the Atha Road Elementary School, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance together. So right now, may I have the Girl Scout Flag Patrol come up? And while they're doing that, I want to tell you that this is a very special flag, as well as all the flags that will come into your classroom. We have some friends with the American Legion who are women and men that have served in the military for their country, and they have donated this flag to us so that we will have a very special symbol flying over our school every day. The flag is very special to all of us in this country because it's a symbol of our freedom, and we'll treat it with respect each and every morning by doing the pledge to it. And today we'll even honor it greater with everybody out here watching for the first time. So please stand quietly for a moment and we'll have the raising of our flag.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so very much, Mr. Berry. And now please, everyone, join me for our first Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to introduce some very special people that are with us today, and when I do, if you'll please stand and let the children and parents recognize you. We have Kevin Little, Commissioner Chairperson. We also have Harry Green, a County Commissioner. Mr. Mike Turner, a County Commissioner. Mr. Ken Thrasher is the architect that helped design this building. Ms. Sarah Bacon, City Council. We also have several people who, and without any of these people, this school could not have happened, as well as all the parents and your support for everything that goes into creating a school. We also have with us Mr. Hal Brady, one of our board members, and Mr. Goins, one of our board members. We have Mr. Kane here. He has helped supervise the building of our building all along. Mr. Robinson is assistant superintendent and also helped with the building plans and all the things that are inside the classroom. Mr. Harvey Franklin is here. He helped get all of the materials and things inside the classroom. He's our curriculum director. And next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Kathy Arnett, and hopefully she'll share a word with us.
Thank you. It's great to be here with this beautiful building. I'd like to welcome all of you. We've waited a long time for this day. As you can see, the building is just about full, I believe. There are a lot of students here, and it's wonderful to see bright, smiling faces. There's been a lot of work and a lot of effort that's gone into this building. Our SPLOS dollars, now ELOS dollars, have built this. It's paid for. It's just wonderful. And we welcome all of you. I know Ms. Clark was the right person for this job. I can tell that every day that I work with her. And I know that she will enjoy working with you, and we want the parents to be involved with the schools and to be partners with us in the education of your children. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your support. And boys and girls, I wish you a wonderful year. Thank you.
There is so very much learning that's waiting for every one of you inside those doors. As you walk through the doors today and every day, remember you're walking into a magical place. You're walking into the land of learning. Since you have so much learning to go, that's the end of our ceremony. Thank you very much for helping us with this very special day. Please, students, listen carefully. Stay put until your teacher asks you to move. They'll take you back into the classroom. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon inside the classrooms.
Hi, welcome to Monroe Walton Center for the Arts, your community arts center. We hope that you will come see us through February 7th to see our winter members show. We've got about 55 of our local members in the show, and it's just really a fabulous show. You'll walk away from here feeling inspired, having those creative notes in your spirit touched a little bit. Many of the pieces are also available for purchase, so you could spruce up your home or a little corner of your office with some original art made by our members. I wanted to talk a minute about the free creative gatherings that we have here. On Thursdays, we have Monroe Makers. That's from 11 to 2. And you just bring whatever you're working on. It's totally free. It's open to the public. We've had painters, of course, people drawing, people practicing different art forms. We've even had wood carvers. We've had knitters and crocheters. We even had people come in with adult coloring books, and they just are looking for a community to connect to and other creatives to talk to, new friendships to make. And that's on Thursdays from 11 to 2. Feel free to bring a sack lunch and hang out, make some new friends. And we have a table set up in our lobby area for you to do that at. And that's every single Thursday. Also, on Mondays, we have the Monday Write-In. That's with our author, Barbara Barth. She hosts that, and we have people come in. Sometimes they just work quietly together. Sometimes they want to read a passage, or if they're stuck on a plot point or need some advice, or kind of a little critique group. So it's all of those things kind of all bundled into one, and that is on Mondays from noon to 3 p.m. And again, that's free. Both of these events are free and open to the public. You don't have to be a member to join in on those things. Of course, we're always open to anybody. You don't have to be a member. There's no admission fee. I get asked that a lot. There's no admission fee to come in here and view the gallery. And of course, our gift shop is always open as well. We still have about 50 of our artists in our gift shop with lots of beautiful things for you to choose from, really nice Valentine's gifts. And we will be the kickoff point for the chocolate walk on February 7th. And you will get your bag and your map for us. And it's kind of like adult trick-or-treating, going around town, shopping, we hope, and browsing, but also picking up a piece or two of chocolate from the participating businesses here in downtown Monroe. And we will be the starting point for that. So you'll pick up your bag and your map from us, and that's on February 7th. On February 9th is our next open mic night, and that's just a really fun time. It's very laid back. We have storytellers. Sometimes we have stand-up comics. Sometimes we have live music. It just varies from week to week, but it's really an awesome time that's kind of blooming and blossoming into its own little thing. So you should come in and check that out. The next one is on the second Saturday of the month, and I believe that's February 9th. You can check out the last one that we had just this past week in January on Walton Entertainment's YouTube channel. It's right there for you to see, not all of it, but kind of a smattering and a sampling of the authors and poets and storytellers that we had that evening. Really fun time. So come see us. Visit us on the web at monroewaltonarts.org. You can see our classes and everything that we offer there, special events. Give us a call. Come by and see us. Through January, we're open on Sundays. starting in February. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to stay open on Sundays, but we'll be open 6 days a week for sure, Monday through Saturday, maybe still on Sundays. But you can always check us out on the web, or our Facebook page is Monroe Walton Arts as well. So we hope you'll come see us soon. Thank you.
Hey, my name's John Howard. I'm the mayor of the city of Monroe, Georgia. I'm here with my partner, Anna Howard. One second, excuse me. Apparently, Ray Martinez, the mayor of Loganville, has sent me a message.
All right, we are ready to roll. I am so looking forward to February, what is it, 16 or something? But anyway, we're gonna have a great time. I'm already practicing. I got the best teacher. We're doing the cha-cha-cha. We're doing the dancing. And John, boy, you got competition coming, John. We're gonna beat you. I'm all about beating John. I want to beat that mayor of Monroe. I know he's talking stuff already that he's better than me, but I'm gonna beat him. So I'm looking forward to it. See ya.
No, I don't think so. Apparently Ray's challenged me, and he apparently likes to lose challenges to me. Last time he was wearing a sweaty lineman's uniform after a football game in Monroe. We're bringing the Monroe Purple Hurricane magic this week to Porter Performing Arts Center in Covington, and we're all there to support Project Renewal. It's a great cause, and I hope you come join us.
Hey, I'm Isaac over at Reboot. Going to give you a tech tip for this week. Everybody knows, or I guess everybody knows, everybody's going to have to start using Windows 10 no matter what here in about a year and a half. So Windows 7 actually goes out of service in April of 2020. What that means is, yes, you can still use Windows 7, but it's not going to be safe anymore. So they won't give it any more security updates. They're not going to give it any more updates to be compatible with new software that's made. Just all kind of stuff like that. No more updates, basically. So there's no more support. You won't be able to, and you can really, unless you pay Microsoft, you can't do this anyway, but you won't be able to call Microsoft and get support from them, stuff like that. So everybody's going to need to start using Windows 10 in April of 2020, so next year. So Windows 10, it's got some glitches. There was an update that came out, I don't know, a month ago or something like that. It was the new, what's called feature updates. About once a year, Microsoft actually goes and does a whole bunch of new features for Windows 10 and tries to give them to you. And some of them are pretty cool. There's no doubt about that. But this last one, when it downloaded to the computers, and it actually started eating data. So people's pictures were lost, people's documents. It was a nightmare. So and I think that happened for a few hours one day, and then they realized it and they pulled it back. So not a whole ton of people got it, but it did happen. So little stuff like that keeps happening on Windows 10. The networking stuff keeps getting a little messed up. If you're in the middle of an update, your networking cannot work correctly. It's just, lots of glitches. But anyway, with all that being said, there's nothing we can really do about it. You can use Apple computers. They have their own issues too, so nothing's perfect. What are you going to do? Anyway, so with all that being said, I got a few tips for Windows 10 today. Things to maybe make things a little easier for you. One thing that they've done with Windows 10, and they still haven't fully developed this yet. I can't wait actually when it comes out, because it's going to be really cool. But they built in some virtual reality systems into Windows 10. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you have your little virtual reality headset on. You can tell Windows 10 to map the room, so it knows where everything is in the room, right? And then what you can do is you can actually, let's say you're working on a spreadsheet, so you can put the spreadsheet on the wall and actually go over there with your fingers and manipulate the spreadsheet. You can put a movie on the wall over here that you're watching. You can spread a game out on the floor. Anyway, and it's all built into this virtual reality stuff. It's actually kind of cool. So if you want to play a game of chess with somebody, you can while you're working on the spreadsheet and while you're watching a movie, and it's all done through virtual reality. And anyways, that's a cool thing. But again, they hadn't fully developed it. It's supposed to be coming. So a couple of just real tips. So on Windows 10, at the bottom now they've got the search bar down there. It searches the computer. It also searches the internet for you. Now, some people don't like Bing. You know, Bing is Microsoft built. It's Microsoft's search provider. So when you search down there on the internet, you're searching with Bing. You know, so that can actually be changed now. You can actually search with Google instead of Bing. So that's a setting. It's actually under the system icon under the settings thing, and I like that because I'm a Google guy. Another one is that they have installed recently, so Microsoft has put in what's called Windows Hello, and not every computer can do it yet, but what it is you can actually log in with your fingerprint now on Windows, or it will scan your iris of your eyeball, and you can log in that way. Again, every computer can't do it. I think you've got to have a special camera, you know, to do the iris thing, but anyway, that, you know, I think in the future, pretty much any computer that's built is going to have that type of camera. So anyway, that's a cool thing. The other thing too that we don't talk about a whole lot, but some people know about, and this has been a Windows thing for years and years actually, since, I mean, I don't know how long, maybe Windows XP, I can't remember. But so there's what's called the Windows Restore program. So let's say you jump on your computer one day and it's just not functioning correctly, or it just all of a sudden has gotten super slow, or something's not working, some program won't open, or whatever the case is. You've restarted the computer, you've done everything you know to do to fix it, and it's just still not working. So in the control panel, there's a program called Restore. And I think it's under Backup and Recovery now is the icon that you click on. Anyway, so this Restore, what it is, you go in there, you run it, and every time that the computer does a major update, it creates a restore point. What that is when you go to the restore point, it actually will take the computer, you know, so to speak, back in time to that restore point. So whatever problem you're having that day, it'll disappear. Now you want to make a backup of your files before you do all that, because you'll lose that data. You know what I mean? Whatever you did from that day to the restore point, all that data will be gone. So make sure you back up your files before you do that restore. But that's huge. I mean, you know, so this crazy update that Microsoft, you know, sent out and was deleting everybody's pictures and all that stuff. Luckily, you can use that restore program to go back before the update came out, and your stuff will be there. So great tool. Two other things, I'm gonna be quiet. So so also on Windows 10, you know, we still got the start button down there at the bottom left, or you know, it's 4 squares now. It's the Windows symbol or whatever. That's the start button, and the menu, you know, has changed a little bit. But anyway, so there's a hidden start menu there. If you just right-click on that icon, it brings up a whole nother menu. It's got all kind of stuff on there, like don't quote me on this, but I think, you know, it's got like control panel, system devices. I think you can get to your programs from there, just all kind of stuff. So right click on the start menu and it gives you a whole nother menu there. And then the last thing, and I had forgotten all about this, and this has been around since Windows 7, that I really like. So if you're, let's say you got like 5 windows open on your computer, and you just, you know, it's bothering you, you got too much stuff going on, and you just want to work on that one window. If you take that one window and you left click on it and you hold it and then you shake that window, it'll make all the other windows minimize. So if you got 8 things on there, you just shake that one window, all the other stuff will minimize, and then that one will just be on the screen. So, you know, a little less stress maybe. But anyway, the other thing about Windows 10 real quick, and then I'll be quiet, is so as far as I know, from what we're hearing, Windows 10 is actually going to be around for a long time. They're not gonna keep, you know, because we had like Windows 2000, we had Windows ME, Windows XP, Vista 7, 8, and then 10. Well, they're going to stop that for a little while. They're just going to do just Windows 10, and I don't know for how long. I hadn't heard. So we're all going to have to get on the Windows 10 bandwagon. I hate to say it, but so just keep that in mind. And anything you buy these days is going to have Windows 10 on it. You can still get 7 a little bit, but they've got to be special ordered. But anyway, that's your tip for this week. Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Hi, this is Jody Johnson. I'm here with the Recreation Report. Glad to say that our registration for our spring sports has gone extremely well. We've got a lot of participants in our baseball and softball program. Most of the age groups are full. but if you haven't registered in the Monroe area and some in the Social Circle area, there's a few spots left. I know our Loganville in the 5 and 6 through 7 and 8-year-old boys, it was filled up. We started on Monday, and by Tuesday afternoon, it was completely full, and they had to cut it off at 144 kids. That's 12 teams per field, so we can play our one game during the week and 6 games on Saturday. So that's a lot of our age groups did fill up all the way through 9 and 10. Our Monroe and Social Circle areas, there may be a few spots available here and there, so give those offices a call immediately if you want to play, because we're about to do our evaluations here in the next couple days. We'll do our evaluations, our team placements, and our drafts, and so all of our spring sports will get going. Our soccer registration is over as well, but again, we usually can work some folks in on the soccer program. The track and field, Kenny Freeman, who runs that for us, tells me that he can take about 20 more kids in the track and field. So if you're wanting to do a sport this coming up spring, be sure to go on our website. We do have online registration, but at this time you'll probably have to call the office to fill in some of those spots. In the Central Walton office, to give them a call over at Felker, or just stop by. Other programs that we've got going on, our senior aerobics class, I've been by there a couple times since January 1st, and my goodness, the parking lot is completely full. In fact, I've seen a few cars having to park on the sides of the roads coming into the community center, so that is really great that we have a real vibrant senior program that all of our seniors can come and work out at. So it's great that there's around 125 participants coming daily to that. And again, if you just want to see what that's about, you can go to our website. There's a place for senior aerobics, and you can actually watch some of that in process. And I know Valerie goes through really slow on that website to teach you some of the moves that they're doing. And then when you come, you'll hear the music, and it'll be second nature. So give that a look if you're interested in doing senior aerobics, or you know someone that should be doing senior aerobics. Because I can tell you just through some of the testaments from the folks that have done that, it really changed their lives and made them a lot more healthy, and from their high blood pressure to the way they walk and their stability, it's really helped a lot of folks out. I hear that from just every time I walk in there. I hear stories from those folks who just praise that program and the work that Valerie Ermetz and Jane Vico do. We have it 5 days a week now. We have it one day Wednesdays. We have it down in Social Circle at the Methodist Church, and so we have it 5 days a week, and I'm sure it's near you. We have it 2 days a week in Loganville, 2 days a week in Monroe, and 1 day a week in Social Circle, and it's a fantastic class. So I encourage you to go to that. Our community center, as far as our fitness centers, they are, of course, in January you have the people that come in and want to start exercising, start living healthy, and lose a little weight. So we do have a lot of those folks that are coming in. Still not, our gyms are not overpacked. There's plenty of room for folks. And as always, we prorate the fees. So it's, I think right now it's around $50 or even less than that. It's $2 per week from now until June 30th. So however many weeks there are left is how much it costs. So somewhere around $50, your family can come in and utilize that community center and all the equipment that we have to offer. Our basketball season is winding up at the where our countywide tournament starts this weekend and goes through next week. We'll have a few all-stars, and then our gyms will be more available for some of our larger classes like the yoga, the kickboxing, and all of those classes that we have. I know they'll be happy to get the gyms back as soon as our basketball season's over, and we can have some of those large classes again. Some of the boot camp and things that take a little more space. So all that will be happening real soon. As the spring comes along, we start going outside with a lot of our youth and athletic programs. Again, we have a lot of things going on. A lot of the rentals of our pavilions are happening throughout the county. We are looking at now expanding our park system. I have more on that in the future, but some of the things that we're looking at that we feel that there is a huge need with the amount of money that we have in the current SPLOST, which is about just a little bit over $1 million that we have left in this SPLOST to be able to spend. We're looking at going to the between area near the DDS and the fire department there. I think it's Heritage Boulevard or Heritage Road there. We're thinking of putting a multi-purpose baseball field that some of our handicapped kids that don't play in our normal baseball and softball program, that they need a different surface. We're thinking about constructing a baseball, softball type field there, some type of large playground with some type of water features. This would be like a zero ground level where it would be just some water on the ground, and it's kind of like a splash park where you shoot the water guns or the water shoots up in the air. It's a place to get wet and dry it off. And then we'll put some pavilions around that so people can have birthday parties and reunions or get-togethers around those pavilions, and utilize that playground and splash area during the spring and summertime. So those are some of the things we're thinking of putting in between, maybe another walking area for folks that want to get that exercise. So we're looking at putting those three type things in the between area to the left of the DDS and that property that we own. And then with the next SPLOST that we're starting to bring in now, it'll probably take 3 or 4 years before we incur the money, because the county doesn't want to incur any debt. So we're going to collect the tax money as it comes in, and then hopefully we'll be able to build some more community centers, because they seem to really bring the community together. All the memberships, the exercise areas, the basketball gyms, the exercise classes, it seems to be doing real well in the other two areas in Monroe and Loganville. So we want to bring that to Walnut Grove and to Social Circle. So look forward to start the discussions on what we're going to do with the next SPLOST money, and see what the community wants and out of their recreation dollars and your tax dollars. So look forward to talking about that in the future. And just remember, through all our sports programs, that sportsmanship starts at home. Until next time, thank you.
Where do you come alive? A stadium, lecture hall, a music hall, church potluck? This year, you have a new spot, walkgeorgia.org, a free website that provides you with all the resources needed to get your heart rate up and body out in your community. Sign up and receive individual or group fitness tracking, fitness demos by certified trainers, recipes, and a guide to resources in your Georgia County, all in one easy-to-use site. When you move more, you live more. walkgeorgia.org.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with Keep Walton Beautiful, the Walton County Recycling Center. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Hope everybody's getting off to a good start in 2019. We hope some of you have made a New Year's resolution to try to do a little more environmentally friendly things throughout the new year. So like I always do, and it's a good time for it, if you're not recycling, it's too easy to do not to, and it's too important that we are recycling in today's climate. Give us a call, come out, see us. We'll show you some quick and easy ways to get started recycling. We'll show you all the things you could be recycling. And as I've said before, for those of you that have always recycled, come out and give us a call and let us, kind of tell you about some things that you could be recycling that maybe you're not. Maybe you can try to find one thing new to recycle, that would help make a little less trash around the house. But it is important that we all do that. Come out and see us. We'll help you get started. We'll answer any of those questions. We'll make sure that you are doing all that you could be doing, and we'd be happy to get you started with that. Give us a call. Our number out here is 770-267-1421. We'd be happy to help you out in any way we can. Come on out and see us is even better. We're down here on Leroy Anderson Road, at the end of the road in the cul-de-sac. Come on out. We'd love to show you around the place and show you what we're doing here. And again, we hope everyone's off to a great start on 2019, and we look forward to seeing you this year.
Hey there, thanks a lot for tuning in today. It's the first show of the new year, and as always, we're going to show you some of the dogs and cats that are available for adoption here at Walton County Animal Control. I just wanted to say a quick thanks to everyone who supported the shelter in 2018, all the adopters, all the rescues, all the people who cross-posted our animals on the internet, who pledged and sponsored animals, because we had the best year ever. 2018, our euthanasia rate for dogs dropped again to an all-time low of 23%. I know that still seems high, but when you compare it to just 10 years ago, it was 72% of the dogs were euthanized, and now only 23%. Those numbers include animals that aren't able to be rehomed, animals that are brought in by owners for euthanasia. So when we look at the numbers of adoptable animals that just were euthanized for space, that number would be even lower. But in 2018, a total of 857 dogs found new homes through the Walton County Animal Shelter because all of the adopters and rescues that came to help us out. There was a total of 373 cats that made it out of the shelter into new homes. So just a great year with 23% euthanasia, but we can get it even lower than that. So maybe in 2019, you're looking to add a pet to your house, a cat or a dog. Don't go buy from the pet store, from the puppy mill. Consider your local shelter. You can always find all of our animals on waltonpets.net. It's updated throughout the day with all the animals that are here. And we still have that low $40 adoption fee, which includes testing, vaccines, deworming, flea medicine, all that for just $40. So you're really saving a life when you get one from the shelter. And again, thank you to all those who helped us in the community and surrounding areas to make 2018 better than before. Now let's make 2019 even better.
Hi, this is Reagan. She's a year-old female. She's not spayed yet. Very sweet, very loving. She has an unusual color pattern to her. She's very sweet and she needs a good home. So if you're looking for a dog, she's got good energy with her. Just come check her out.
Here we have a Shepherd Rock Mix. He's about a year old. He's neutered. He's microchipped. His name is Scooby-Doo. Lots of energy.
This is Blue. He's about 8 or 10 years old. So he's definitely a senior dog, but he's looking for a good home. He's not neutered yet, so he has to be neutered. Very sweet, not as hyper if you're looking for a dog that's not as hyper. Good dog here. This is Blue.
This is a 2-year-old female pit bull. She was found on Harris Street on the 1st, and she's in heat right now, but she is ready for adoption, and she's very sweet and loving.
Pit Mix, maybe. She's about 4 or 5 months old. She was found running loose. She seems to be really sweet and looks like she's going to have lots of energy.
On today's segment of Feed the Goats, we've got some peelings here from tangerines, or some people call them cuties. Goats like the peel. Beth's getting kind of picky. The little ones, though, they like the peels. There goes Beth. Yeah, she wants to eat. Now, Beth really come here, Beth. Beth. She likes to take a big bite out of it. You want to take a bite out of it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like to eat that. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Let the little one eat it. Yeah, you like to take a big bite out of it too. And of course, we've got to share. Quit, Beth. Quit button. And then we got back to the peels. That's right. That's right. Eat the peel. Got to share with everybody. Eat the peels. Yep. And this way, you don't need a garbage disposal at your house. You just feed the goat. Beth, quit button. Quit button, Haley. You shouldn't butter. And here's some peels we dropped. We'll let the little ones eat. Beth, quit button, Haley. And that's Feed the Goats.
When I do festivals, that's when it's really fun because we meet so many interesting people. It's really fun because a lot of times people who make soap will come in the booth. And so we'll just sit and talk about soap. And I'll get ideas from them, they'll get ideas from me. I think probably soap making people are all nice people because I haven't met any that weren't just super great people. And we share ideas and tell what's worked, what hasn't worked, what people seem to like, and that's so much fun. I made my first batch of soap and couldn't quit. Yeah, and the reason I made it was because I was keeping my grandson, and he had a lot of skin issues when he was real little. And I thought, well, maybe I could come up with a soap that would be good for him because he would get bumps on his skin. But they were testing him for allergies, which didn't show up anything. And nobody knew what was going on, although he was having some allergic reactions sometimes that was evident. So I made my first batch of soap, and that was it. I could not quit. even myself, when like this summer, I used to have to just slather lotion on all the time because my skin would get dry. And all during the summer, in the warm months, I don't have to use any lotion. And then in the cooler months, I use just a little bit, not as much as I used to use at all, because my skin is just staying so much, is staying moisturized a lot better. So I think when people tell me, I've got people that I make goat milk soap for with no scents, because they've got very severe reactions to any type of scent, even if it's the essential oil. So I can make soap for them, and I don't keep it in here in this room where it's got all the scents, but I take it upstairs and I'll put it out upstairs somewhere, not around all the odor of the essential oils, so they can have some soap, and I can guarantee them what's in that soap because I did it myself, so I know what's in it. So that's nice when people have a need and I can do something to help them.
I'm Zach Gaddis, and I'm the Director of Media and Operations for a camp here at the University of Georgia called Dog Camp. It's for freshman students coming into UGA. It's for them to get a little more oriented than just orientation helps with. And so we're doing a promo video in order to get the word out to the incoming freshmen. I can give 1,000 reasons to join us for the summer season. The guy on the guitar is Robbie Gadd. He's one of my friends. He actually doesn't go here. But he is helping us with the video because he's a great singer/songwriter, and he's one of my really good friends, so we asked him to come help us do a little video.
Like my eggs over easy, my top let down as I drive my car to a cafe downtown where a girl sits and waits for me there. She's moving her hand through her sandy blonde hair. I'm running late, it's 10:15, and I can't believe that I did it again. Thinking if she leaves, I won't be surprised at all. But as soon as I thought it, I received a call. She said, take your time, I'll be right here. Doesn't matter if it's right now or next year. It's because you're so sweet, no, it's because I'm nice. But if you don't get here soon, I will leave and not think twice. Just can I love you? Just can I love you? A few years later, I found myself in Tennessee, but my reasons weren't for pleasure, I was there for fun, you see. The days were getting colder and my heart was back at home, and just as I was leaving, it started to snow. Sitting in the blizzard, I'm moving very fast. The car came through like a blast from the past. She said, take your time, I'll be right here. Doesn't matter if it's right now or next year. It's because you're so sweet, no, no, no. It's because I'm nice. But if you don't get here soon, I will leave and not think twice. Just can I love you? Just can I love you? And every night I thank her for this girl, and every day she brightens my whole world just a little more than the days before. She's everything to me, and every night I thank her for this girl, and every day she brightens my whole world so much more than the days before. She's everything to me. So take your time, I'll be right here. Doesn't matter if it's right now or next year. It's because I love you, yeah. It's because I care. Just to let you know, baby, I ain't going anywhere. So take your time, I'll be right here. Doesn't matter if it's right now or next year. It's because I love you. It's because I care. And just to let you know, I might be going somewhere. Just can I love you? Just can I love you? Just can I love you? Thank you.
Tell us about when you were growing up and the size of the church that you went to when you can first remember maybe going with your mother or grandmother.
The size of the church probably was, and it was Peaks Chapel Baptist Church down on Old Salem Road. I guess maybe the congregation size may have been like 60, 70 people maybe. And we only met once a month. And that was on the third Sunday in the month. And so here in Conyers and pretty much around the surrounding areas, you know, Newton County and Rockdale County, most of the churches only met once a month. And if you wanted to go to church every Sunday, if you were Baptist, you had to go to a different church. And so my father was Methodist, so he had service every Sunday. But that's what it was. It was a small church. You knew everybody. And many times there were people who would sing in the choir, who would be on the deacon board, that were not even members of the church, but you thought they were because they were there every third Sunday. Most of the pastors didn't live in Conyers. They lived somewhere else, and they pastored multiple churches. So every Sunday they were going to a different church. And but it was mostly a family church. Most of the families, and it probably started with families living in that community with farms and what have you, so that they could walk to church. And so if you look at the structure of the churches in Rockdale County, now, most of the historical black churches that are here, there were farm groups or sharecroppers that were around those churches, so people could just walk to church on Sundays.
In my town where I grew up, there were 3 churches. You went to one of those 3 churches, or you didn't go to church in town. Now there's a church in the shopping center. There's a church. There's 50, 60 churches. What, if anything, in your opinion, has that taken away from people's relationship with God, or has it helped and influenced it at all?
In some ways, I think it's helped. Now, here's my take on that. And I know this is kind of negative when I say this, but I think churches are kind of like hamburger establishments. The reason why I use that analogy is this. Many people like hamburgers, but some people like McDonald's, some like Burger King, some like Checkers, some like Wendy's, or Hardee's or whatever. They all serve burgers, but they serve them different ways. And people like their burgers cooked different ways. So people are looking for different things in different churches. So I don't really think that it's taken away. I think the one of the things that I think that even in some of the small churches that is a problem today, we don't have the time to get to know people. We don't build strong relationships in most of our churches, whether they're small or large. And I think that's what's taken away from what's going on today in our churches. Back when I was coming along, everybody knew about everybody, and you knew everybody's family and all that. So if anything, I think that what has happened is not necessarily because of mega churches or having so many churches. I just think that people just don't have a desire to get to know people like we did back in the day.
Goats, goats, and more goats. It's all about the goats at Double Durango Farm in Loganville, Georgia.
This is Double Durango Farm in Loganville, Georgia. We started about 15 years ago with our goats, and we've been here 20 years. It just started really as a hobby, just for fun.
Double Durango Farm offers a variety of goat fun, including farm tours, photo shoots, custom stands, and goat yoga. That's right, goat yoga. If you're looking for a relaxing, unique meditation, what better way than with a herd of goats?
Goat yoga offers an opportunity for anybody to come and try it, and they don't have to worry about if they're doing the postures correctly or if they're really just enjoying doing something active with the goats and just sharing that moment, I think.
found the goat yoga through Facebook, and I had some friends that were coming out, and I wanted to try something different. So we found that it was here in Loganville and signed up.
So if you're looking for something to do with the family this weekend, look up Double Durango Farms in Loganville, Georgia. The Townhouse Cafe is a long and continuing tradition for Covington and Newton County. Residents and visitors from nearby communities visit the Townhouse Cafe on a weekly basis, not just for the food, but for the friendly smiles and the service that comes along with it.
Went to school with these guys, run the place, and so just great food. You know, I got a cheeseburger, and it was like the best cheeseburger I'd had in a long time. So.
Best cheeseburgers ever.
The Townhouse Cafe was established by Mrs. Ossie Lee R. Stone Ham back in 1964. James Ham has always been a part of the Townhouse Cafe and is the son of Ossie Ham.
And this is my mother's passion. She loved this place when she got it. We was two doors down, three doors down, and then we moved up here. Mr. Hamo had this building, and he said he was going out of business, retired, and he said, why not buy this building and move here? And my mother, when she purchased this building, it was a passion for her. And this is how it began. It begins our passion for my mother and father. And then when she passed away, it come to be my passion.
Working closely next to his father is third-generation restaurant manager Cedric Ham, who learned all about the restaurant business from his father.
When we were like 13 or 14, we started working here during the summers. So every summer and then some Saturdays during the school year, we would work here, help them out, take orders, you know, clean the floor, clean the dishes, things like that. And as it progressed, we became more and more involved in it, to where he'd show us how to run a business, how to take care of stuff, repair stuff. So that, and that's the whole thing with running a business, is that a lot of stuff you have to do yourself. So we learned that. So that's where a lot of it started from.
In the 50 years I've been here, my brothers and sisters, my nieces, my brothers, wives have worked here, my wife have worked here. It was a family put together. Without my family, we couldn't have been 50 years here.
I'm a huge Bill Withers fan, and this is just one of the songs I really adore and really get into and love to sing. Use Me by Bill Withers. Gonna spread news that if it feels this good getting you, oh, you just keep on using me to use me up, to use me up. My brother, yeah, sit me right down and talk. If you on, do you wish you were in my shoes? Oh, you just keep on using me to use me up. To use me up. Well, sometimes true, you really do abuse me. You get me in a crowd, high class people, and then you act real rude to me. But oh, baby, 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 when you love me, I can't get enough. Yeah, now I'm gonna spread news that if it feels this good and you just keep on using me till you use me up. Till you use me up. Yeah, I'm talking how you using me, but it all depends on what you do. It ain't too bad the way you using me, 'cause I sure am using you. Do the thing you do. Do the thing you do. Oh, do the thing you do. Do the thing you do.
So while out and about today, driving around, this bus, well, truck. Okay, bus. All right, truck. Well, this thing passed me. So I caught up with it, and I had to take a closer look. I talked to the gentleman who was driving, and I said, "What is this thing?"
The common denominator was everybody normally uses a 1-ton truck. They're overweight. So what's the next step? The next step is what they call a medium-duty truck. On the average, used, they run between $50,000 and $60,000 used. Okay, and this particular bus, the wheelbase has not been shortened up. It's the original wheelbase, etc., etc. With the price of the bus and cutting it up, doing everything, I've got less than $10,000 in it. I'm at a medical disadvantage. I can't travel by myself anymore. So I have my crew chief here, goes with me.
It's slow, but it gets him everywhere he needs to go, and he's got everything that he needs. Everything he needs. He's got his oxygen, he's got everything he needs. The only thing we need to put on here now is the air conditioner. So that's our next step. We ain't finished with it yet.
But like I said, if I had 1 penny for every picture that had been taken of the bus by itself or the whole setup, I'd make Donald Trump look like he was in a poorhouse. I mean, I know you've got to think this guy's so full of shit, it ain't funny.